Chapter 11, Swayambhu Vamana advises Dhruva Maharaja, Sloka 28. Yaha Panchavarshaha Jananim Tvam Vihaya Matuhu Sapatnyaha Vachasa Bhina Marma Vanam Gataha Tapasa Pratyakaksham Aradhya Lebhe Murdhni Padam Trilokyaha Yah Panchavarsho Jananim Tvam Vihaya Yah Panchavarsho Jananim Tvam Vihaya Matu Sapatnya Vachasa Bhina Marma Matu Sapatnya Vachasa Bhina Marma Vanam Gatas Tapasa Pratyakaksham Vanam Gatas Tapasa Pratyakaksham Aradhya Lebhe Murdhni Padam Trilokyaha Aradhya Lebhe Murdhni Padam Trilokyaha Yah Panchavarsho Jananim Tvam Vihaya Matu Sapatnya Vachasa Bhina Marma Vanam Gatas Tapasa Pratyakaksham Aradhya Lebhe Murdhni Padam Trilokyaha Mataji. Yah Panchavarsho Jananim Tvam Vihaya Matu Sapatnya Vachasa Bhina Marma Tasya Pratyakaksham Aradhya Lebhe Murdhni Padam Trilokyaha Yaha one who Panchavarshaha 5 years old Jananim mother Tvam you Vihaya, leaving aside, Matuhu, of the mother, Sapatnyaha, of the co-wife, Vachasa, by the words, Bhina Marma, aggrieved at heart, Vanam, to the forest, Gataha, went, Tapasa, by austerity, Pratek Aksham, the Supreme Lord, Aradhya, worshipping, Lebhe, achieved, Murdhni, on the top, Padam, the position, Trilokyaha, of the three words. Translation. My dear Dhruva, at the age of only 5 years, you were very grievously afflicted by the words of your mother's co-wife, and you very boldly gave up the protection of your mother and went to the forest to engage in the yogic process for realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As a result of this, you have already achieved the topmost position in all the three worlds. Purport from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Manu was very proud that Dhruva Maharaja was one of the descendants in his family, because at the age of only 5 years, Dhruva began meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and within 6 months he was able to see the Supreme Lord face to face. Factually, Dhruva Maharaja is the glory of the Manu dynasty or the human family. The human family begins from Manu. The Sanskrit word for Manu is Manushya, which means descendant of Manu. Not only is Dhruva Maharaja the glory of the family of Swayambhuva Manu, but he is the glory of the entire human society. Because Dhruva Maharaja had already surrendered to the Supreme Godhead, he was specially requested not to do anything unbefitting a surrendered soul. I think that Maharaj covered this point, so I will continue with the verse 29. Tam enam angatmani mukta vigrahe vyapashritam nirgunam ekamaksharam atmanam avicca vimuktam atmadrik yasmin idam bhedam asat pratiyate. My dear Dhruva, please therefore turn your attention to the Supreme Person, who is the infallible Brahman. Face the Supreme Personality of Godhead in your original position, and thus, by self-realization, you will find this material differentiation to be merely flickering. Purport. The living entities have three kinds of vision according to their position in self-realization. According to the bodily concept of life, one sees differentiation in terms of varieties of bodies. The living entity actually passes through many varieties of material forms, but despite all such changes of body, he is eternal. When living entities, therefore, are viewed in the bodily concept of life, one appears to be different from another. Lord Manu wanted to change the vision of Dhruva Maharaja, who was looking upon the Yakshas as different from him or as his enemies. Factually, no one is an enemy or a friend. Everyone is passing through different types of bodies under the law of karma, but as soon as one is situated in his spiritual identity, he does not see differentiation in terms of this law. In other words, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 1854, Brahma bhutah prasanatma nashochati nakankshati samah sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param. A devotee who is already liberated does not see differentiation in terms of the outward body. He sees all living entities as spirit souls, eternal servants of the Lord. Dhruva Maharaja was advised by Lord Manu to see with that vision. He was specifically advised to do so because he was a great devotee and should not have looked upon other living entities with ordinary vision. Indirectly, Manu pointed out to Dhruva Maharaja that out of material affection, Dhruva thought of his brother as his kin and the yakshas as his enemies. Such observation of differentiation subsides as soon as one is situated in his original position as an eternal servant of the Lord. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So verse again. Yah pancha varsho jananim tvam vihaya matu sapatnya vachasa bhina marma vanam gatas tapasa pratyagaksham aradhya lebhe murdhni param trilokyaha. My dear Dhruva, at the age of only 5 years, you were very grievously afflicted by the words of your mother's co-wife, and you very boldly gave up the protection of your mother and went to the forest to engage in the yogic process for realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As a result of this, you have already achieved the topmost position in all the 3 worlds. And the next verse, Tam enam angatmani mukta vigrahe vyapashritam nirgunam ekam aksharam atmanam aviccha vimuktam atmadrik yasmin idam bhedam asat pratiyate. My dear Dhruva, please therefore turn your attention to the Supreme Person who is the infallible Brahman. Face the Supreme Personality of Godhead in your original position, and thus, by self-realization, you will find this material differentiation to be merely flickering. So here Swayambhuva Manu is giving to Dhruva Maharaj basic understanding of the spiritual knowledge. Actually, this is the ABC of each bhakta who is coming to the temple to learn that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. And this understanding is very important because it completely changed our vision, our perception of the material world and other people, and actually we understand much better how to behave, because otherwise we are acting like someone else, because we are not this body, and therefore we are doing so many activities which are not proper. Yeah, and as soon as we start to understand that we are not this body, then our activities and our perception of everything will change. Yeah. I have experience with interreligious dialogue from the Czech Republic. We started do it at 97, 98, and it was quite interesting experience because there were like a representative of the Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim, and Vaishnavas. Yeah, and so first we have such a meeting at the small group at the Christian Academy. One priest he provided this place, and we discuss just in the small group some different subject. One of the subject was the conception of the soul in the worldwide religions. Yeah. And everyone share their experience and understanding, and then after this small meeting we had a public meeting when we discuss in the hall. There was like 300-500 people, and it was people were very curious to see how different religion perceive different subject. Once we discussed the religion and violence. It was after the 2001, yes, and then it was very everyone was confused and don't know how to see what happened, and so many different subjects we discussed, and one was this conception of the soul. And when a Christian monk spoke, he said, the soul, this is big mystery for us. So this was his understanding, and so big mystery. So he don't know actually anything. Yeah, this is when each bhakta in our temple starts, so he end his knowledge. So then it was very revealing their understanding the basic of the spiritual knowledge. And if we don't have proper basic, how we can build up more and more, because everything is built on the very bad base. Like when we have the house without proper base, then very soon the house will little bit earthquake and house will fall down. So therefore this is the ABC, this is the basic to not identify with this body. And Swayambhuva Manu, he remind, of course, Dhruva Maharaj was self-realized soul. He got the darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and as was mentioned in the previous verse, he achieved the topmost position in the 3 worlds. When he made the austerity, he was not breathing, or how often he was breathing, once a few months or something like this. And then all the demigods have been suffocated, and then they have to do something. So then Supreme Lord appears and gave a darshan to Dhruva, and Dhruva got he got the planet, spiritual planet in this material world, and because it was his desire actually. He wanted to have the bigger position than his father and grandfather. Even that means bigger position than Lord Brahma. And it is very difficult. Then Lord Krishna create for him the planet, the spiritual planet, when Dhruva could stay. Yeah. So this is the greatness of the Dhruva Maharaj. So in the 3 words, this is very special personality, and therefore we cannot speak about Dhruva like about the conditioned soul, but still, because he was the king and he has some duty, and by performing this duty he the Maya little influence his consciousness, and therefore Swayambhuva Manu reminds him his original position, that, and especially this philosophy that we are not this body, and he should not identify with this body, and he should not think about his brother who was killed by yakshas as his like family member, and he should has equipoised the vision, yeah, and therefore if he will have such a vision, then he will act differently. As I already mentioned, Srila Prabhupada quotes here the verse from Bhagavad Gita, Brahma bhuta prasanatma nashochati nakankshati sammah sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param. Brahma bhuta, this is the actually one who is transcendentally situated, yeah, who knows who is Brahman, and that he knows that he is a Brahman. He is the spiritual soul. He's not. He don't identify with this material body. Prasanatma is joyful. This is the result of such understanding. Nashochati nakankshati. He never laments, and he never desire to have anything. Yeah, this is the position of the devotee who realized that I am not this body. Because if we really have this realization, it is not easy to realize. We can theoretically understand, yeah, we are not this body, yeah, we can make this, yeah, we are not this hand, this legs, and this head, and who we are, so we are soul. But actually to have realized knowledge means that we are acting accordingly. Yeah, so many times we have just this theoretical knowledge, and we are on the way to realize it. Realized means that we are behaving accordingly, that we are really equipoised to everyone. Yeah, samah sarveshu bhuteshu. Yeah, we are same to the all living entities. Yeah. And in such a situation, Mad Bhakti Mladbhate Param, we will perform the pure devotion service. Yeah? And so therefore, in the situation when Dhruva Maharaj will understand, will be reminded that he is on transcendental position, that he should not lament, or he should not identify with his family member, with his brother who was killed, and he should not see the yakshas as his enemies. Yeah? And then he should give up this fighting and behave like the pure devotee of the Lord. This was the advice of the Swayambhuva Manu, because he wants to stop this unnecessary killing, all these yakshas, which Dhruva Maharaj was determined to kill all of them. So he has to pacify him that this is not necessary, and he should be actually fully satisfied with the situation which was arranged by the Supreme Lord, because nothing is happened without the will of the Supreme, and therefore we, in such understanding, we are not confused. Yeah? We see that the Lord is behind everything. Yeah, and we should only think what lecture or what lesson I should learn from this situation. What Krishna wants to tell me. Yeah, like last year when I moved to Slovakia, for me it was quite difficult, because the situation there. I went to the temple all the brahmacharis and one grihastha couple, they went out, and also two brahmacharinis, and so I stay alone in the temple. Yeah, everyone left. Yeah, and I was there only one. And this was not. This is not temple. This is only house where And after living 27 years together with the devotees, it was quite interesting experience. Yeah, and because this temple life is quite intense. Yeah, you know that sometimes that especially in the Prague, the temple at one point there was like how many? Maybe 5, 6 vans, Sankirtan vans, yeah, and in each van like 3 devotees, yeah, and this was the army. It was and when they come on the Saturday back to the temple, it was like wow, such energy, and so the life with the devotees is quite intense. It's all the time something happen, and you are always exchanging so many experiences and emotions and so many things, and after 27 years I was alone. And day after day, only during the Sunday, they organized, the devotees organized the Sunday feast, yeah, and that's it. And then I don't know what to do and how to relate to this, and I asked Krishna, what do you want? What do you want from me? And then then I discussed with Guru Maharaj, and he told me, yeah, well, this is test. Sometimes Krishna is giving us test how we are fixed in Krishna consciousness. What is really important for us? How we are? How we can really surrender to holy name, and so just continue, and Krishna will give you the way. And actually it takes quite long. it was interesting experience, but after I survived this situation, then I felt more stronger because then actually it happens. It happened second time when I tried to perform devotion service. Then once I have been in Bhakti Shastri in India, and then in Holidam in Mayapur during this was the winter time. Then we studied every day, we write essays, we learned the verses, we had association of Maharajas and devotees and deities, such a experience. And after this almost 4 months, I was flying on the skies, on the clouds, and I was feeling liberated. I could take a sannyas immediately. I thought that that's it. But when I came back to Europe, yeah, gradually I was flying down, and I was landing, but unfortunately I didn't land on the ground. I went down and down and down. What is this? And I was confused, and I was really like in the Slovakia, and I didn't know what to do. And then we had a communication meeting in Radhadesh in Belgium, and Shaunaka Rishi, he asked me, so how are you? And so usual English answer is I'm fine, but because I was not fine, I answer a typical Czech way, horrible. This is I don't know what to do, and he listened, and then he told me, actually this is very great. You see, you went through such an experience, and now if somebody, and you survive, yeah? And now if somebody will ask you, so I have depression or whatever, and then you can advise him how to survive. And then I start to see that from different angle. I thought actually he's right. Why I should be so morose and like this, and then gradually it improved. So, and later on I spoke with some of my friends from India which they studied with me the Bhakti Shastri, and actually they have the similar experience, because during the staying in Holy Dham, you are really charged in such a spiritual experience. I could almost every day have some very, very strong realization that Krishna arranged something for me, that Krishna is here and Krishna is really helping me on so many ways. Yeah. And this was such experience, and then when I went back to the Europe, so I understand in which environment we are living. Actually, this is hell. Yeah, therefore, when Srila Prabhupada was asked in London, some journalist that Swamiji, do you have a conception of the hell? And Srila Prabhupada, yes, London is a hell. But then he said something like that, but what?
When the sun shines, is that most beautiful word?
Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada knows how to also please these people. And first he told them this, and this is actually we are living in a very, very difficult environment, and we are already adjusted to all this situation, all these people, all this nonsense which we are meeting every day, and we think this is normal. But after such experience, then it is a big contrast, and we cannot relate to this. Yeah, but actually we have to learn how to take shelter in holy names, in the devotion service, in the association of the devotees. If they are not devotees, it is difficult. So this is also quite a good experience, and still we have to continue. We have to survive. And when I little bit complained to Guru Maharaj about the situation, I hope that he will tell me, so then go back to Prague or something. But no, he said just stay. So I have to go through this, and actually whatever spiritual master give us, that this is always very good. Sometimes at the beginning we cannot understand why he tell me like this or like this, but later on I always realize that sometimes I could, my God, what is this? And this is such intense situation, and then with the time, when I can see from the distance, then I understand. This was the reason. This was the learning. This was the lesson which I should get from this situation. So, and we should actually never forget for this that we are not this body. As new bhakta, when they hear this knowledge, they are liberated actually. Yeah, that we are not this body, and somebody will tell them we are dying. Yeah, we are dying. Haribol. What is the deal? So because we are eternal. Yeah. So why we should make so big problem with it? We are dying. Yeah. So therefore, such a joyful atmosphere, a joyful mood we should maintain, in the devotion service, and then everything will be very, very, very nice. Of course, we should be not naive. We should not behave like stupid, because it is said that. We should see all living entities as the soul, as the same. like in the Bhagavad Gita, in five chapter, there is this verse, Vidya Vinaya Sampane Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shunichaiva Svapakecha Pandita Samadarshina, that sages who are humble and who has a knowledge, they see all the living entities as the same, as it is a learned Brahmana, or it is elephant, or it is the dog, or it is dog eater. Such sages, they have the equal vision. So we should have the this vision to see everyone as the spirit soul, not as the body. But at the same time, we should differentiate, because if we will see the tiger, and yeah, he's the living soul and a nice tiger, and so it could be very dangerous. Yeah, I saw one video the internet that some sportsmen, they visited zoo, and there was a chance to how to say pet the I think tiger or lion, and he was uncareful, and at one point the lion and bite him to the hand. So fortunately he somehow managed to put out his hand, but he has many itches. Yeah. So then, yeah, we should still see that in this body, this living entity, he's behaving such a way, and I should be careful. I should behave accordingly. The same, we don't want to see enemies. We don't see enemies in the karmis, yeah, that are enemies. We see them as a spirit soul, but if they are behaving inimically to us, so we have to defend. Like yesterday, the answer for the question, what if somebody misuse our behavior, that we try to be very polite, very humble, and so we have to show the teeth, but not bite. Yeah, so we should be smart. Yeah, we should behave as a devotees as much as possible, but in the situation where it is necessary, we have to show them that we are not stupid. Yeah, we are thinking. We are not like crazy. Yeah, we know what to do, and in different situations. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada, many times he stressed the point according to time, place, and circumstances. Sometimes it makes the confusion, because Srila Prabhupada he says many instructions, and sometimes to seemingly the same situation he gave different instruction, and devotees was confused. Once they asked Srila Prabhupada, how it is that to this devotee you said like this, and to this devotee different, because this was the different situation. And Srila Prabhupada could see, if I will give the same instruction to this devotee, then it will not work, but to this devotee it is proper. So we always have to use the intelligence. We have the basic principle, basic understanding, and still we have to use our brain to not take devotion service mechanically, like robots. Yeah, it is written like this here, and I will act like this. Still, we have to use common sense, and this is although we have the equal vision, we see everyone as the same. Yeah, and it is also interesting that in different places of Srimad Bhagavatam, different point is stressed. Here, Swayambhuva Manu stressed to Dhruva Maharaj, he should be equal to everyone, he should have the same vision, and at another point, another situation, they are just like Krishna said, Arjuna, just fight. Yeah, here it is advised that Dhruva should not fight, and Krishna advised Arjuna he should fight. So somebody could say that, so Krishna, he doesn't have this the same vision. He doesn't see that they are not enemies, and so this is according to time, place, and circumstances. We can learn different situation how to act. Actually, the Srimad Bhagavatam help us how to use the philosophy which is in Bhagavad Gita in our daily life. Yeah, there are so many very interesting examples and different sages, different personalities, how they behave and what they are doing. If we will follow this example, so then our life will be successful. Okay, I think I will stop here. If there are some question.
Yeah, I want to ask, because normally we should be friendly to devotees and to newer devotees, let's say.
Yes. Not only devotees.
Everybody, but sometimes how do we avoid getting this as a mundane friendship? You know, like then you start speaking about bowling, football, and
Yeah.
where is the border? Because sometimes some people come to Sunday feast and you have to talk something mundane to them until you.
Actually, I have this feeling yesterday when after the Sunday feast there was a. Sometimes we have to give little space for little prajalpa. Yeah, because we have to give to those who are beginners feeling that we understand them. And they have so many things to say, and they start to speak so much and so many nonsense, yeah. And always to stop them, they will feel discouraged. Yeah? So we should give them also the space to express themselves, and then gradually find the way how to give them real knowledge. Actually, this is the art. The same when we are distributing the books. Yeah, we approach the people and we try to make some relationship, some contact with them, and so we are asking, how are you, where are you from, and what are you doing. It looks like prajalpa. Yeah, it doesn't have anything with Krishna, but actually the goal is that we will give them books. Yeah, so this is we are giving them our association, not accepting their point of view. They can tell us, yeah, I am bachelor, I am this, and we can say, yeah, nice, very good, or whatever. Yeah, but still we know what is our goal. At the same time, sometimes we have to tolerate such a prajalpa, but if it is too much, then we have to stop it, and we have to say maybe perhaps would be good to chant Hare Krishna together instead of such a nonsense discussion or something like this. Yeah, and we. In Slovakia, now situation is better, I have to say, not to give the impression that this is everything is bad. And so devotees organize after the Sunday feast, a group of devotees, they are sitting and they are chanting together with the harmonium. It's very, very nice, yeah, because somebody already left, and somebody who really wants to associate, wants to have this spiritual atmosphere. So they stay and they are still chanting a little bit. So this is the way how we should associate with the devotees. Yeah, there is. In next nectar of instruction, there is described the 6 loving exchange of the devotees. Yeah, and so we should open our mind to the devotees, and we should also give some advices to the devotees. We should give gifts and accept gifts, and prasadam, accept prasadam and distribute prasadam. These are actually the basic activities, loving exchange between the devotees. So Sunday feast is perfect situation where we can do everything. We are discussing, yeah, we open our mind. So some devotees are open mind such a way that it looks like Prajalpa, and actually he wants to express his situation, so we are leaving him to say or giving him a chance to say this his problems or whatever, and then whenever it is possible we try to enter to him and give him some advice how he should deal with the situation, how he should use the devotion practices in improving his life. Yeah. It's okay like this? Enough? This is half, or it is Indian yes? This is Indian yes.
You have
Covered?
I had two parts.
Oh.
Because there's one part about Sunday feast and so on, and also sometimes devotees tend to associate. So it sounds like devotee association, but they start discussing, you know, they start doing, and how where is
Border.
and how when do you stop and yeah.
Okay. Once we had some meeting, I don't know where it, yeah, we have been at a Hungarian farm, and the devotee who was in charge of the farm, they show us all the village, because they have actually maybe 150 devotees are living this village, and at one place they have such a place where the grahasthas came and just make the fire and some prasadam on the fire and some like free discussion, completely free, because we are still human being, yeah, and to be always like very in the frame of I have to only speak about the Krishna Katha and like this. I don't now advise Prajalpa, yeah, but sometimes we like, this is the pressure cook, yeah. Then when there is so much the steam, then it start to yeah, and sometimes if we don't allow the steam to go out, so we can blow. So therefore, sometimes it is very important to have such a social exchange. Usually between grahasthas, it is very important to have such a social, because this is the family life is a social life, yeah, and so usually, especially for I could see here is a little different situation in Slovakia. Some devotees, they have problem to find a proper partner, so they are looking in some other countries. So, and one devotee, he married Mataji from Peru, yeah, and he came to Slovakia, and she's completely alone because she don't know language. She know English little bit, and so she associates with the devotees only during the Sunday feast, and then she's alone with her two children at home. And the husband, he must work very hardly and to maintain the family. And then when he came at home, she's eagerly waiting because she's alone all the time, and she need also some exchange, emotional exchange and like this, and so for him it is not easy situation, because he always told me, I don't have time and I am so busy, and then I thought, why you are always so busy, others, and then I understand when he described me this, that she feel that alone, and when he wants to escape from the home, where are you going? And immediately she tried to keep him. So, and this is the problem. If there is a community of the devotees, yeah, and I thought that it would be solution if there would be community where Matajis could have like school for the small children, kindergarten, yeah, and or so on, and they can share the experience, discuss together. So the husbands of Prabhus, they can do their duties, yeah, and because they don't need so much talking, yeah, so much exchanges, and so it could solve the problem. But if this is like this, then sometimes devotee need these exchanges, yeah, and if we will say no, then it will be difficult. Yeah, I have to correct a little bit. It was the question who was asking. He was asking this first day about how to deal with some devotee make some blasphemy of the others devotees, and not devotee. If somebody is blaspheming devotees, and how to deal, how to protect the devotees. And Maharaj was asking what was the lecture, what was the question, and when he listened this, and he said actually. We cannot only say just don't listen, because if we will advise don't listen, then devotees start to be more curious. Yeah, what is this? Especially when they hear something about some high position devotees or some Maharajas, and there's on the internet we can find so many nonsense. And so he told me then in such a situation we need to ask senior devotees who has experience, who knows the situation, how to understand, yeah, what to do. It was also when I start my service as a communication, as PR, so I have to deal with so many crazy situations, or actually the anti-cult that time they have only complaints. Yeah, you are doing like this, and we have to defend ourselves. And so sometimes I heard so many, usually from the past, so many different stories. Yeah, and sometimes not so nice stories. Yeah, and I have to know how to answer them, how to explain. Yeah? Actually, our philosophy is perfect, it's the best philosophy. And if something happened, it is not the mistake of philosophy. Yeah? This is the problem of our condition, because actually with our background, with our past, some devotees are a very difficult situation, drug dealers and so on, and drunkards, and now they try to do devotion service. And then sometimes it takes time that they will be purified. So it is some anarthas appears by the chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Usually it happens that anarthas are suddenly we see, what, I didn't know that I have such dirt in my heart. Yeah, so sometimes it is and we are confused. So we should be not confused. This is the proof that chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is working, because this is this purification process, and we should be not confused. We should just continue, and we should also properly understood. So then if somebody is confused, asking how to see what happened, so we should approach some senior devotee and to get some explanation, proper explanation. Was this what Maharaj said? Yeah, confirm. So now it is better. Yeah, explain this second part also. Indian, yes. Okay. There was some.
I want to ask, how can we understand that the pure devotee like Dhruva Maharaj was influenced by Maya while doing his duty? I mean, he did his duty and he was a pure devotee, and still you said that he was a bit influenced by Maya. How can we understand this?
This is the same like with Arjuna. Arjuna is also pure devotee, is associate of the Krishna, and still he wants to stop the fight He wants to give up his duty, and Krishna told him, "You are speaking like learned man, and actually you are stupid. So you should find." And then he explained all Bhagavad Gita. We could see that sometimes Krishna arranged such situation in order that actually he can give this knowledge. He can give the example. Yeah, and also in this situation, it was already when Krishna showed to Arjuna his universal form, and he told him that actually everyone is already killed. Yeah. Either you will fight or not, everyone is killed. You have to choose. So then Arjuna understood that he's in the plan of the Krishna. This is his arrangement, and so he understood. Okay, I should do my duties, and we could see that the Krishna arranged such a situation that sometimes even pure devotees are like seemingly under influence of Maya. But only there is a reason for this, that Krishna wants to show us some example, and also in the case of Dhruva Maharaj, such a great devotee, and we could also see that if somebody has some responsibility, we should be not so quick to criticize him. Yeah, he did like this, and he did like this, and this is wrong, because to take responsibility, it is not easy. Many people are avoiding to take responsibility, yeah, because they are afraid that especially if you take care for people, you cannot satisfy everyone. It's very difficult. You can satisfy one group, and another group is dissatisfied because they have different opinion. Everyone has their own idea. So it is not easy if somebody is taking such a responsibility, especially to care for people, like temple president. Yeah, this is from the beginning. This is clear that he will have deal with so many problems. So many conflict situations, yeah, and so this is sometimes when such a devotee or such a person is so absorbed in this duty, sometimes he will forget this higher philosophy or higher position, and he can perhaps make even mistake. Yeah. And actually, to make mistake is not big problem. Problem is if we don't learn from mistakes. So, and we can see even our Lord Brahma, he also make mistakes. Yeah? And so when he realized that he make mistakes, so he behave properly. So this is a lesson for us that we should really learn. When we are making some improper things, we should not repeat. Yeah? We should register it. Aha! So this is not way how I should behave and I should act. Yeah. So then such a stories, such a situations are actually a very good example for us. Yeah. For our activities, for our daily life, how to deal with the difficult situation, with the conflict situation, which could be so many times, and still remain Krishna conscious. Don't be overwhelmed with all these problems, and still continue with the determination that this is the only way. Because if we see what these non-devotees have to deal with, this is really hell. Yeah, some devotees they have to work together with the karmis. Yeah, and this is not easy. I think you have the experience. Yeah, so and then. This is very good lesson for us that this is only way actually. Devotion service is only way how to survive, how to live the normal human life. Otherwise, they will start to drink and so many different things in order to survive, because they don't know other way how to deal with this conflict and difficult situations. And they are confused. They are finished. So their life is completely upside down. And actually the devotion service, the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the only way. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam. Okay? Śrīmad Bhagavatam Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai.